Let's continue with motif 3 and motif 4. Both of these motifs also start with a magic ring. Motif 3 is roughly half of motif 2. Motif 4 is approximately a quarter of motif 2. Now, let me demonstrate. First, refer to the previous demonstration to make the magic ring and crochet the first row. I've completed it. It's tantamount to make 6 double crochets with 1 chain in between. Once done, secure the magic ring. Move on to the second row. This row is worked on the wrong side. Start by making 1 chain. Rotate the fabric counterclockwise. Flip it to the wrong side. When looking at the wrong side of the row, the stitch is the corresponding V-shaped loop on the left. Then, on this double crochet stitch by the side, make a single crochet, followed by 2 chains. Now, according to the pattern, it's a back post single crochet. On the wrong side, you crochet in the opposite way. That means making a front post single crochet. So, you pick up the entire double crochet like this. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over. Pull through all loops at once. Front post single crochet completed. Chain 3. Next, on this double crochet on the left, make a front post single crochet. Insert the hook from the right side. Exit on the left side. When complete, on each of these 2 double crochets on the left, work a front post single crochet with 3 chains in between. When done, chain 2. Lastly, above the turning chain, pick up 2 strands. Make a single crochet. If you're unsure about the placement, it's okay to approximate. Row 2 is finished. Proceed to row 3. Crochet this row on the right side. Start with a chain of 3. Then make another chain. Rotate the work counterclockwise. Flip to the right side. In the chain spaces along the side of row 2, make 2 double crochets. And continue following the pattern. In these chain spaces on the left side, crochet the corresponding stitches. After working through the chain spaces along the side, make 1 chain. Lastly, in the single crochet by the side, make the last double crochet for this round. When done, fasten off the yarn normally. So, that concludes row 3. Move on to row 4. I've completed it. For each row afterward in motif 3, join the yarn and continue crocheting on the right side. For this row, join the yarn in the first chain space. Then, follow the pattern to crochet the corresponding stitches. Work all the way through the last chain space on the left. Remember to fasten off the yarn after finishing each row from now on. Now, let's start row 5. First, join the yarn where you joined for row 4. Make 3 chains. Make another 3 chains. Place row 4 behind. Make 1 double crochet on this left side. Follow the demonstration for round 5 of motif 2. Continue crocheting as usual. At the end position, on each sides here, make 1 double crochet, chain 3 in between. Row 5 is done. Move on to row 6. First, bring row 4 to the front. Join the yarn on the turning chain of row 4. Once completed, chain 2. Then, into the double crochet on the left side, make 1 double crochet. Next, chain 5. Then, refer to the demonstration for round 6 of motif 2. Keep crocheting. At the end position, after completing these 5 chains, over the next 2 double crochets below, make a double crochet decrease. Make sure to put them into the front before crocheting. At last, fasten off the yarn. Row 6 is now complete. Move on to row 7. Start by joining the yarn in the chain space along the side. Then chain 3. In the stitch at the side of row 6. Make 1 single crochet, 1 chain and 1 single crochet. Now, in the double crochet below, make a front post double crochet. Refer to the demonstration for round 7 of motif 2. Keep crocheting. In this double crochet, make a front post double crochet. In this stitch, make a single crochet, 1 chain and 1 single crochet. Lastly, in the chain space at the side of round 5, make a double crochet. Round 7 is complete. Proceed to crochet rows 8 through 10. I've finished. For round 8, join the yarn in the chain space between the first 2 single crochets of round 7. Then, follow the pattern as usual. After completing 3 chains at the end, fasten off with a slip stitch. For row 9, join the yarn in the chain space at the beginning. Then, crochet according to the pattern as normal. In the chain space by the side, make 1 double crochet to end this row. For row 10, join the yarn in the chain at the side. Crochet as usual from there. Lastly, fasten off the yarn. I'll skip the demonstrate. After completing the first 10 rows, proceed with crocheting the dimensional petals. When crocheting, start by joining the yarn in the first row, in the chain space along the side. Then, work through each chain space, following the pattern as usual. Once finished, cut the yarn, tuck in all the yarn tails. I'll skip the demonstration. After completing all motif 3s, move on to motif 4. Motif 4 is quite similar to motif 3 overall, just with fewer stitches. For the popcorn in row 4, it's worked on the middle 6 double crochets, specifically on the 4th stitch. If you're having trouble locating it, it's okay to approximate. For the rest, just follow the pattern. I'll skip that part in this demonstration. Once all motifs are crocheted, we'll learn how to sew them together. Refer to the layout diagram for positioning. Now, I'll use fewer motifs to demonstrate the sewing technique. Please watch me demonstrate first, then sew your project. First, thread the corresponding yarn onto a yarn needle. Note, don't take more than a meter of yarn at a time. It'll be difficult to work with if it's too long, and if it's too short, you'll have to join yarn frequently. Take 1 motif 1 and 1 motif 2. Sewing happens on the right side. Place the 2 motifs with their wrong sides facing each other. Sew along any 2 sides. Pass the needle through the back loop of the chain near the corner. That's this particular strand here. Remember to leave a yarn tail. Then, go through the back loop of the corresponding chain on the other motif. Tie a knot to secure it. You can sew a few extra stitches at the beginning for reinforcement. After that, always pick up the corresponding loops from both pieces and sew together one by one. While sewing, weave in the yarn tail as you go. Follow this method and continue sewing. If there's an error in your crocheting, with 1 or 2 stitches off, you can sew them together roughly evenly. Just make sure it lays flat after sewing. Keep sewing all the way to the chain right next to the double crochet at this corner. If you encounter a turning chain in the middle, sew through the spot where you made the slip stitch. Once done, one side of the two motifs will be sewn together. Now, take out another motif 1. Note: in this sample, we're using this fabric piece instead of motif 1. We're only demonstrating the sewing technique. Refer to the layout pattern for actual placement when sewing. Using the same method, sew one side of this motif 1 to the adjacent side of motif 2. Starting from this chain, all the way to the corner chain here. If your yarn tail is running low, tie a knot on the wrong side to secure it. Then pick up a new yarn to continue sewing. Now, another side of the sample is sewn together. Proceed to sew the remaining two sides, with motif 1 on each. If your yarn tail is long enough, no need to cut the yarn here. Continue sewing around with motif 3s and 4s, using the same technique as before. Note that there are no dimensional petals in this sample swatch. The last double crochet or the turning chain by the side should align perfectly with the corner chain when sewing. Be mindful, when connecting multiple motifs at their junctions, you may sew a few extra stitches. To ensure no large gaps are visible. Moving on, follow this method to sew all your motifs together. I'll skip that part in this demonstration. Once your motifs are sewn, you'll proceed to crochet and edging around the edges. There will be quite a few new stitches involved, all clearly marked in the pattern. I won't go through each one here. Now, let me show you. The entire edging will be worked on the right side. I'll demonstrate the first round on this swatch. Start by finding any corner of the motif 4 in the ring, which is the starting ring for the first row. Join your yarn. Then, make 1 chain. In the joining spot, make 1 single crochet. One chain, then 1 single crochet. Note: don't pull your edging too tight. After that, pick up the turning chains from row 1 and row 3. And make 2 single crochets in each. Next, pick up the turning chain of row 5. And make 3 single crochets. Once done, continue picking up the turning chains from row 7, 8, and 9. And make 2 single crochets into each. When you reach row 10, pick up the turning chain and make 1 single crochet and 1 half double crochet. Like this, motif 4 will be complete. You can refer to the pattern to check the number of stitches. Then, in the chain spaces of motif 1 below, make 2 double crochets. Move on to motif 3. In the last row side, pick up this double crochet, make 1 half double crochet and 1 single crochet. Then, along the sides of rows 9 through 7, make 2 single crochets into each row. For row 5, make 3 single crochets. In rows 3 and 1, make 2 single crochets each. Once done, in the magic ring, make 2 single crochets. Be mindful that the ring might be tight. Then, symmetrically crochet the remaining half to match this side. Note: you need 3 single crochets in row 5. Once completed, check the stitch count as well. At the corner of motif 1 below, make 2 double crochets. Moving forward, whenever you encounter motif 3, follow the same pattern as here. The sample swatch has fewer motifs, mainly demonstrating the technique. Pay attention. At the center of each side of the blanket, on this motif 1 piece, just make 1 double crochet. Everywhere else, you'll make 2 double crochets. Stick to this pattern. Keep crocheting. When you reach motif 4, the pattern will be symmetrical to the start. Again, in row 5, you'll make 3 stitches. Once the sides are complete, into the magic ring, make 1 single crochet, one chain and 1 single crochet. After that, each side follows the same pattern. Go ahead and finish crocheting the rest. Once done, Join and fasten off with a slip stitch at the first stitch. Like this, we've completed the first round of the edging. After round 1, I'll demonstrate round 2, using this swatch. For this round, you'll need to work with 2 colors. Start by joining the corresponding color yarn at any corner chain space. Chain 3. Make 1 double crochet. Then, on the next left side single crochet, make an incomplete double crochet. Take out the other color. Tie a slip knot. Give the loop a gentle tug to tighten it slightly. Leave a yarn tail. Draw the new yarn through all loops at once. Gently pull the original yarn to tighten. And there you have your completed double crochet, and the color changing is now done. For clarity in our explanation, we'll refer to the original yarn as color 1. The new yarn will be called color 2. Now, work with color 2. But for the next stitch, you'll switch back to color 1. So, with color 2, you'll make an incomplete double crochet. Keep the yarn tail above the hook. You can place color 1 behind for later crocheting. When picking up the yarn, try to avoid tangles. If it does get tangled, smooth it out promptly. Switch back to color 1 and draw through. Gently tighten color 2. And like that, you've completed 1 stitch with color 2. You've successfully switched colors. There's now a stitch in color 2. Moving forward, when working on the current stitch, if the next one requires a color change, make an incomplete double crochet. If no color change is needed, simply complete a regular double crochet. Note: pay attention to consecutive stitches in the same color. When you have 2 or more stitches in the same color while crocheting, you'll need to weave the other yarn in as you go. Here, we have 2 consecutive stitches in color 1, so we'll carry color 2 along. Following this method, make another 6 stitches. For clarity in demonstration, let's refer to the combination of 2 stitches in color 1, 1 stitch in color 2, 2 stitches in color 1, 1 in color 2, 1 stitch in color 1 and 1 stitch in color 2 as a group. So, this group consists of 8 stitches. Follow this demonstration. Continue crocheting these groups. After completing the last full group, there should be 7 single crochets left on this side. Keep referring to the pattern. Crochet these stitches through. Once done, in the chain space, using color 1 to make 2 double crochets. Two chains and 2 double crochets. Now, refer to the previous demonstration. Keep crocheting. All the way until the last single crochet. When finished, continue with color 1 at the corner, where you joined the yarn, making 2 double crochets there. Keep wrapping in color 2. For the second double crochet, when you make the incomplete double crochet, place color 2 on top of color 1. This way, color 2 is carried along. Leave it in the back without cutting it off. Lastly, crochet 2 chains. Join with a slip stitch. Don't cut the yarn. Secure it in place. Bring color 1 to the front. Pause your crocheting. That concludes round 2. Move on to round 3. First, draw the reserved color 2 from the chain space. Then make 3 chains. Continue in the chain spaces. Make 1 double crochet, 2 chains, and 2 double crochets. Once done, make 2 chains. Then, on the double crochet of color 2, make a front post double crochet. One chain. In the same spot, make another front post double crochet. There is a complete group of 8 stitches below. Start with 2 chains. On this double crochet of color 2, make a front post double crochet, 2 chains. Then, on the second double crochet of color 2 to the left, make a front post double crochet, 2 chains. Now, on the color 2 double crochet on the right side, make another front post double crochet, pay attention. Insert your hook like this in the front. Just like that. And you've completed a group from the previous round. Moving forward, refer to this demonstration. Continue working on each group, using the same pattern. Once you've finished all the complete groups in the middle, mirror the stitches symmetrically on this side. When you finish the front post double crochet on the last color 2 stitch, make 2 chains. At the corners, make 2 double crochets. Two chains and 2 double crochets. Now, Refer to the previous demonstration. Complete the rest of this round. Join with a slip stitch when done. Don't cut the yarn, secure it in place. Leave it at the back and pause crocheting. That concludes round 3. Move on to round 4. Start by picking up this turning chain from round 2. Draw color 1 through. Then make 2 chains. Now, on the left side, in the adjacent double crochet, make a front post double crochet. Follow that with 2 chains. Into the chain space of these front post double crochets, make a single crochet. Follow with 2 chains. Now you reach a complete group in round 2. Make a front post double crochet decrease, FPDC2 tog for short. First, on the double crochet of color 1 at the bottom, make an incomplete front post double crochet. The working method is identical to an incomplete double crochet. The insertion point is the same as for a regular front post double crochet. Keep the third row at the back. Using this manner, on the adjacent color 1 on the left, make another incomplete front post double crochet. Once completed, yarn over, draw the yarn through all loops at once. That's the front post double crochet decrease. This corresponds to its stitch. Now, chain 2. On these 2 stitches of color 1 on the left, continue with another front post double crochet decrease. So, work an incomplete front post double crochet on each. Yarn over. Draw the yarn through all loops at once. Chain 2. In the chain space between those 2, crossing front post double crochets in round 3, make 2 single crochets. Chain 2 again. Like this, you've completed a full group. Now, follow this method. Crochet all the groups in the middle. Once done, for the remaining stitches on this side, just symmetrically crochet as before. At the corner, on these 2 double crochets in round 2, make a front post double crochet decrease. Then chain 6. On these 2 double crochets, make a front post double crochet decrease. Next, refer to the previous demonstration. Keep crocheting until the end. Lastly, at the first stitch, slip stitch and fasten off the yarn. Note: bring the color 2 from round 3 to the front. That concludes round 4. Move on to round 5. Put round 3 up to the front. Insert the hook into the adjacent stitch on the left side of the beginning chain. Draw the yarn through. Then, in the left chain space, make 1 slip stitch. Then, make all the required stitches in that chain space. Once completed, insert the hook into the front post double crochet of round 3. At the same time, place the chain of round 4 over your hook. Make a single crochet, followed by a chain. Now, insert into the front post double crochet stitch on the left. As you do this, place the chain from round 4 over your hook. Make a single crochet. So, when making these 2 single crochets, weave in the chain from round 4 at the same time. Then, whenever you encounter a front post double crochet below, in that stitch, make 1 double crochet, one chain, 1 double crochet, 1 chain and 1 double crochet. Make sure to also catch the chain above. When you come across the crossing front post double crochets, in each of the 2 stitches, make 1 single crochet, separated by 2 chains. Just like before, the single crochets should wrap around the chain from round 4. Follow this pattern. Keep crocheting. At the end of this side, mirror your stitches back to the beginning symmetrically. Once completed, place the chains from round 4 behind. In the chain space of the corner from round 3, make 5 double crochets. Separate these with a chain in between. Moving on. Refer to the previous demonstration. Finish crocheting this round. Fasten off with a slip stitch. That concludes round 5. Now, let's move on to round 6. Start by locating any corner. Join the yarn on the second single crochet to the right of the corner. Then, make 2 chains. It is tantamount to an incomplete double crochet. Next, in the left chain space, make 2 incomplete double crochets. Once done, yarn over. Pull the yarn through all loops at once. It is tantamount to a special DC3 tog, double crochet 3 stitches together. Now, chain 12. Then, into the single crochet on the right side of the corner. Work an incomplete double crochet. In the chain space, make 2 incomplete double crochets. Yarn over when you're done. Again, pull the yarn through all loops at once. The DC3 tog is now complete. Chain 8 to join. Moving forward. Each time, on the left of these 2 single crochets, and the chain space next to it, make a DC3 tog. After completing, always chain 8. Follow this pattern all the way until just before the next corner. Once you reach that point, chain 12. Refer to the previous demonstration. Finish the remaining round. Lastly, at the beginning stitch, make a slip stitch and fasten off. That concludes the 6th round. Move on to the 7th round. In the spot where you slip stitched at the end of round 5, join the yarn. Note: place the chains from round 6 behind. Then, chain 3. Chain 2 more. Now, into the next double crochet on the left side, make a double crochet. Pay attention, the placement of the double crochet in this round is unique. When making the double crochets, you'll pick up both the back loop and the strand behind together. To crochet. Continue onto the adjacent chain to the left. Make another double crochet. For the chains, you'll catch the back loop and the ridge of the chain. Like these 2 strands to crochet. Chain 2. Then in the next double crochet on the left and the following chain. Work 1 double crochet each. Be mindful of the stitch placement. For the double crochets, again, catch these 2 strands. And for the chains, just the back loop and the ridge. When making these 2 double crochets, make sure to weave in the chains from round 6. Chain 2 more. Then in the next double crochet and chain on the left, make 1 double crochet each. For the rest of this round, the insertion spot for the double crochets will be the same as here. No need to repeat that for the following stitches. Except for the 2 stitches at the corners, you'll need to weave in those chains. At all other positions, don't weave in any chains. Once you're done, chain 2. Then in the double crochet by the side, make 1 double crochet. Chain 2 again. Then for the rest of this round, whenever you encounter 3 double crochets and 2 chains from round 5 into the first double crochet, you'll make 1 double crochet, chain 2. Then in the second double crochet, as well as the left side chain, make 1 double crochet each. Chain 2 again. Now, in the left side double crochet, make 1 double crochet, chain 2 once more. Follow this pattern and keep crocheting. Always keep the chains at the back. When you finish crocheting this side here, don't forget to chain 2. At the corner, except for this chain. Make double crochets on all these double crochets and chains. Be mindful when working the 2 double crochets in the middle. Make sure to weave in the chains from behind. Moving forward, refer to the previous demonstration. Continue finishing this round and fasten off the yarn. I'll skip that part in this demonstration. After completing round 7, proceed to round 8. The swatch is now finished. For this round, on any of the DC3 tog stitch from round 6, join the yarn. Then, chain 1 and make a single crochet. When crocheting, make sure to wrap in the chains from round 7. Then, in round 7, into these 2 consecutive double crochets, make a front post double crochet on each. Chain 3 on both sides. All the single crochets are made into the DC3 tog below. Making sure to also wrap in the chains from round 7. Follow the pattern to complete this round. Finish with a slip stitch, and fasten off the yarn. I'll skip that part in this demonstration. Once completed, proceed to round 9. I've already finished mine. This round is worked over round 7. Each time, when you see 2 consecutive double crochets, into the chain spaces on both sides, make a DC3 bobble each, except the bobbles at the corners. For the rest bobbles, chain 3 in between. The 3 chain spaces at the corners are made of 5 chains. Refer to the pattern on your own. Crochet this round all the way through. Pay attention. Make sure round 8 is on the back. After finishing, join with a slip stitch and fasten off the yarn. I'll skip that part in this demonstration. Once completed, move on to round 10, and here, it's already done. This round is mainly worked on round 8. Pick up the left stitch of the 2 consecutive front post double crochets. Wrap in the chain above from round 9. Make a DC3 bobble. Between each bobble, chain 8. Follow the pattern to complete this round. I'll skip that part in this demonstration. After finishing, proceed to round 11. Add any corners bobble on round 10. Pick up the stitch and join the yarn. Chain 1 to start. Make a single crochet right at the joining point. Then chain 5. Next, in this bobble stitch at the bottom left, make a front post half double crochet. The crochet technique is similar to a regular half double crochet, only the placement of the insertion is different. Pick up the entire bobble like this. Yarn over. Insert the hook. Pull the yarn through. Yarn over. Pull through all the loops at once. Front post half double crochet is complete. Chain 7 now. Then, in the top left, on round 10's bobble, make a single crochet, chain 7 again. Next, in the bottom left, on round 8 single crochet, make a front post half double crochet, there's a beginning chain right here. Come in from the right side, exit on the left side and crochet. Chain 7. Along this side. Always on round 10's bobble. Make a single crochet, chain 7. Then, on round 8 single crochet, make a front post half double crochet, chain 7. Follow this pattern. Keep crocheting. After completing the last single crochet along this side, chain 7. Now, we are at the corner. On the bobble at the corner of round 10, make a single crochet, chain 7. On the bobble of round 9, make a front post half double crochet, chain 5. On the bobble of round 10, make a single crochet, chain 5. On the bobble of round 9, make a front post half double crochet, chain 7. On the bobble of round 10, make a single crochet, moving on. Refer to the previous demonstration. Continue crocheting this round to completion. Now, we've completed round 11. Proceed to round 12. Join the yarn at any corner bobble on round 10. That's at the same insertion point as the single crochet of round 11. Then, chain 3 to start. Make sure to weave in the single crochet from round 11. Chain 2 more. Make a double crochet where you joined the yarn. Then, chain 4. Followed by a single crochet. You'll need to pick up both chains below and crochet. Bring round 11 to the front. That's the chains from rounds 9 and 10. Chain 4 again. At the bobble on the left side. Make a front post half double crochet. Place this single crochet to the back. Chain 4. Along this side. Always catch both the chains from rounds 9 and 10. Make a single crochet. At the beginning of each side, the first 3 chain spaces are made of 4 chains. The chain spaces in the middle are made of 3 chains. Here, we have made the first 3 chain spaces. So, chain 3 next. Whenever you encounter a bobble on top of it, make a front post half double crochet. Chain 3 again. Follow this pattern. Keep crocheting. As you approach a corner, between the first and second bobble on the right, after you made this single crochet, chain 4. On top of the bobble, make a front post half double crochet. Chain 4 again. On the 2 chains below, make a single crochet. Chain 4 once more. Then, on the bobble at the corner, make 1 double crochet, 2 chains and 1 double crochet. Make sure to weave in the previous single crochet. Moving on. Refer to the earlier demonstration. Keep crocheting this round until you complete it. After finishing, don't cut the yarn. Proceed to round 13. In this round, on the double crochets, make 1 single crochet in each. At the corner chain spaces, make a single crochet, 1 slip stitch and 1 single crochet. On each of the 3 symmetrical chain spaces at the corners, make 4 single crochets. In the middle chain spaces, make 3 single crochets. On either a single crochet or a front post half double crochet, make a single crochet in each. Follow this pattern. Finish crocheting the round. Lastly, fasten off the yarn. I'll skip that part in this demonstration. For the next 3 rounds, rounds 14 through 16, the crochet method is identical to rounds 2 through 4. Refer to the previous demonstration. Go ahead and complete the first 16 rounds. Don't fasten off at the end of round 15. After finishing the first 16 rounds, proceed to round 17. In the middle section of this round, on the left stitch of the 2 consecutive single crochets from round 16, make a single stitch. On the front post double crochet of round 15, pick up both the stitch and the chain above. Make 1 DC7 in 1, that means making 7 double crochets in the same stitch. At the corners, on the single crochet, make 1 single stitch. In the chain space of the corner from round 15, work 9 double crochets. Keep the chains from round 16 behind. The technique here is quite straightforward. I'll skip the demonstration for now. So far, we've completed explaining this blanket. If you have any questions during the crocheting process, feel free to contact us. Susan's family, supporting your handwork experience, sharing the joy of life. Thank you for watching. See you in the next episode.